Am I live? I think so. Yeah, live finally. Oh man, I'm at 5 o'clock and it's 6:45. Not that bad. Just 1 hour 45 minutes late. Why is this lagging? Is this live? It's not showing live. Wait a second. Can't see the comments. Come on. Yeah. Fuck Facebook. Why is everything so slow suddenly? Okay, I guess I shared it on Twitter. If anyone's here, hey man, what's up? I was listening to this thing, Valorant ka naya song. It's so good, and I've been following Arcane, and I finished it, and I'm slightly annoyed because I followed the original League of Legends story, and they rebooted it 2 times. But yeah, that's not what we're here to talk about though. So let's just dive in. Whoever is coming in later can just look into things later, I guess, by going back. But I wanted to talk about specifically around. Hey, good bro, I have very little idea about gaming crypto. That's why I'm here. That's great. Hey Pratyush. Yeah, there is very few people even understand what is crypto, and I'm going to break it all down. So I'm going to take it to my how do I switch it? Transition. Yeah, there we go. can take it to my desktop so that it's you guys have a better idea about what exactly I'm doing. So first of all, let's forget gaming crypto for a while and let's talk about what crypto even is, because I think that's something that's missing in a lot of people. Yeah. So what a lot of people don't realize is cryptocurrencies, NFTs, blockchain, smart contracts, all of these things are linked and it's coming from blockchain. But people don't understand what exactly blockchain is. Uh, to put it in very simple words, it's a server. It's a server where there are four basic characteristics. I'll just bring up, I was supposed to make a video, then I got lazy, but I'll bring up some of the data points. Data in that server cannot be changed. No single person or entity owns the server. So when I say data in the server cannot be changed, it is uncensorable. Like you cannot remove the data. So if there's something like a Bitcoin, you cannot suddenly remove it off of the blockchain and make it untraceable. That's how kind of the blockchain works. Don't ask me specifics. I have no idea. But these are my overview about what the tech actually is doing. And we have to know these things because a lot of permutations and combinations open up because of these specific things. But yeah, one of the most important things is data cannot be changed. It is uncensorable and immutable. Second, this is the most common that everyone I think slowly understands, like slightly understands, is that no single person or entity owns the blockchain. That's why it's called decentralized. Like everything is supposedly decentralized, even though they might not be because they might have a centralized organization. But a lot of these tokens don't just act as a utility token, they act as a governance token as well. So depending on what you're investing in, again, none of this is financial advice, but different projects have different purposes for their tokens. Specifically, if you take it off like on chain and not in centralized exchanges like WazirX and stuff. But we'll get to that later. Then comes the fact that you can prove ownership and history. And I wrote something down. Basically, if I send someone 10 bitcoins, in my ledger, in my blockchain wallet address, it will be the transaction history will remain, and I cannot remove that transaction history. And whoever got the blockchain, that transaction history will also remain. So if I give someone 10 blockchain, I can't take it away. Like if I give someone a blockchain and he receives it, and there is no smart contracts involved or anything, if he doesn't give it away, there's no way he's going to lose it. It will always stay in his wallet. And these are very important things. And the fourth important thing is provable scarcity. So a lot of these cryptocurrencies you will see have a max supply. Some of these don't. Some of these are inflationary currency by design. Like you can mint as more and more currency as possible. Some of the latest stable coins like USDT are basically that, right? They don't have provable scarcity, but these are things that you can implement in a blockchain system, quote unquote, right? But let's go back to something around what are you exactly buying when you're buying in crypto, when you're buying in things like WazirX, right? People are buying sand, people are buying mana, people are buying engine, but no one bothered checking out what these things are. Now, if you explore slightly, you will come across a lot of things. For example, this is exactly what you're buying. If you're buying one sand, you're buying one so if you go to CoinMarketCap, we'll come back to all of these tools, but I'm going here and there because no one's asking questions, and this is how I'm rolling right now. But CoinMarketCap is the best place where you can see on-chain data, and I'm here to know about what you have understood till now with all your research, kind of a knowledge dump. Yeah, that's what I'm doing also. I'm doing a knowledge dump because my friends are completely annoyed with me talking about crypto all day long. So I'm just here doing a knowledge dump so I can shut up about it. And hopefully some people can get educated and not lose all their savings like what happened yesterday. Because yesterday was the perfect mayhem. No one like WazirX fell. AVAX you could buy for Where is Wazirex? AVAX was available at some point for 5,000 rupees. That's a 3,000 rupees discount. That's insane. And people were selling their coins at a loss. Whereas if you had just checked the coin market cap, you would have known that we are not at a loss. The market, like the on-chain data, is literally the same. It did not budge at all due to the Indian news. In fact, only the centralized exchanges budged, and that's because I believe people who are in centralized exchange don't exactly know what is going on with all of this. So yeah, they think that it is somehow, if India is taken away from the entire blockchain ecosystem, Bitcoin will crash. That's not happening, guys. Like, China has banned cryptocurrency and mining for some time now. It's been like 6 months, and absolutely nothing happened. We are in fact almost at the beginning of the bull run, and we are going to go much higher from here if my basic research is correct. But yeah, I will mostly talk about gaming crypto and how to research that and what's happening with the overall technology. But going back to the overall technology, Bitcoin, Ethereum, most of these currencies start from this thing called blockchain. Like I said, blockchain is a server. It has more or less four traits that you can implement on it, more like depending on how much you want to implement. Bitcoin, you can say, is one of the most decentralized currencies in the world. Not currencies, I guess. Cryptocurrency. Yeah, it's not exactly a currency, but what's happening is basically there's a limited supply of Bitcoin. This is the limited supply of Bitcoin, and by human nature, this coin, even though it's not technologically a deflationary currency, by human nature it is a deflationary currency. What do I mean by that? This is very specific, because what I mean by that is people keep losing Bitcoin every now and then. If you forget your MetaMask wallet passwords or your wallet passwords outside centralized exchanges and you have no way of retrieving them, then that Bitcoin is gone. Like, it's gone, it's out of circulation, and you cannot retrieve it. And that's why Bitcoin is deflationary by nature, because if you just think about how much Bitcoin has been lost in the last 10 years, and a lot of people will tell you they've lost a lot of Bitcoin, you will know what's happening. And if you take that and compound it over 100 years, it's going to keep happening. So yeah, and there you cannot mint any more Bitcoin than the max supply. What miners are mining are parts of the max supply, and there's a circulating supply that's already out there, and then there's a supply that's lost and inaccessible. And as people die and things happen, more and more Bitcoin will basically go out of supply. And since it's limited by nature, by technology, it's an algorithm, no one can mint more Bitcoin. The value is just going to go up. That's why it's basically said to be a very strong hedge against traditional currency, which you can print more and more. So during the last year pandemic, there was a lot of money printing, and across the world, not just in one place, in India, US, Europe, everywhere. And because of that, there was a world inflation. And you must have noticed everything gets more expensive day by day. That's because everything isn't getting expensive. Your money power, like how much value your money has, how much your 1 rupee is valued at, goes less and less over time because of this money printing. It's basically like if there are 10 rupees out there and 10 people are getting those 10 rupees and someone prints 10 more rupees, those original 10 rupees have less value. I hope that's just common sense. Yeah. That's not possible with Bitcoin. That's why people invest in Bitcoin. Now, this is more or less possible due to the blockchain technology and due to the nature of it being decentralized. And since Bitcoin has been going since a long time, which is it formed in 2009, and it has changed so many hands and so many things has happened. So it is no single entity controls Bitcoin. This is very key understanding, right? There is when a market crashes, it is not crashing. When Bitcoin crashes, Bitcoin is not crashing because one person is dumping. It's because a lot of people are dumping. And when market goes up, it's because a lot of factors are coming into Bitcoin. It is never about one person or entity or anything like that. And you can see this by checking the on-chain data that's out there. If you want to know more about on-chain data, I suggest you guys look it up, how to exactly track these things. But what, like I said, one of the key points about blockchain is that it's decentralized and it exists for everyone to see. So if I have a wallet address and you know my wallet address, you can see all my transactions that I've made since I got that wallet address. And those transactions I cannot change. Like if on that link, if you go there and search, you'll basically get everything. And this is very key to understanding what's happening, because these wallet addresses are public, but you don't know who holds them. But you can know who is holding a lot of, say, Bitcoin or Ethereum and such. And there are charts that portray which coin has how many whales and how much the whales control what portion of that coin. This is very important, because if you understand this, then you will understand the potential of how decentralized it is. And the more decentralized it is, the less chances it will fall rapidly over time, right? Hope this makes sense. About 2 to 3 years ago, me and a colleague about blockchain and how it could be implemented in our revenue system such that an individual can trace back their money paid as tax as to whatever he spent it on. Right. So it's very interesting, but if you guys look up who is the founder of blockchain or like Bitcoin and what he wrote in the first block of Bitcoin, you will go down a rabbit hole that I have gone down 2 months ago and that I never came out of, apparently. He went about in a similar direction. The founder, we don't know who Satoshi Nakamoto is, the founder of Bitcoin. It's an alias, as in it's a fake name. And he went about trying to make a public currency that, people could not manipulate. And we are here basically. But I would suggest you look into it a bit more, because the story is much more interesting than how I just said it. Yeah. Anyway, so that's more or less about Bitcoin. Now you guys have to understand the reason I'm talking about Bitcoin is, in this entire ecosystem of things, Bitcoin is important. Bitcoin is like the spine of a human body. You have to remember this. Nothing moves without Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin goes down, everything goes down. If Bitcoin goes up, everything goes up. Whatever Bitcoin does, there is a reaction somewhere else. Whether it's a positive reaction or a negative reaction, that you guys have to find out depending on the research that you do. But Bitcoin is the spine. It's as simple as that. If Bitcoin crashes tomorrow, the altcoins, which is anything that is not Bitcoin, including Ethereum, AVAX, Polygon, not Polygon, Matic, Dot, etc., everything will crash with it. If Bitcoin goes high, like very high, I'm not talking about the current, whatever this is, 3 month mein like 10%. This movement of Bitcoin is common, okay guys? Like this is pretty common. Like actually, let me go back so that you guys understand what happens for Bitcoin movement in general. Like, and try not to look at the short-term period of Bitcoin, because it will not make much sense. So these kinds of movements are very common. You will see Bitcoin go back 3,800. Bitcoin is like the US dollar, where it crashes on the currency crashes mainly because of its petrodollar economy. Kind of. You can say Bitcoin is basically going to become the world reserve, right? Economic reserve. There is nothing going to change that. Absolutely nothing's going to change that. Doesn't matter how many countries ban it, whatever's happening, because there's a lot of factors involved. Today, if you want to send someone a lot of money, above $50,000 or above, say, $100,000, there's a lot of bank work involved, there's a lot of taxes, there's a lot of things. Today, if you want to send the same amount of money through Bitcoin, you can send it, and the gas fees, which is basically the fees you have to pay the network to make that transaction happen, is basically something like, for crores of rupees, it's something like $14, which is if you just think about it, it's like, it's obvious, like people are going to use it. And since it's decentralized, and since there is no manipulation, this is much better than something like the US dollar. Yes, dollar can be minted and devalued, but not in the case of crypto. That is not true. In case of crypto is not true. In case of Bitcoin, in case of Ethereum, that is true. Because you have to understand, every cryptocurrency has their own algorithms, their own contracts, and own things going on. The blockchain enables it, and different things uses it. Like RBI has been talking about bringing out their own currency. That's also going to happen. That is also not going to like, not, no one's gonna stop it, but I don't know how much effect it will happen in the long run. But what I wanted to show you is that there will be price action happening for Bitcoin all the time. Like, you will see it go up, it will go down, it will go sideways, and a lot of shit will happen. But what I want you to guys to see and understand is what Bitcoin does in the long term, because the short term game is not where it's at. Like 2009, Bitcoin was worth, I guess, some $0.03 or something when it initially came out, and it was basically being given away for free so that people could use it and the transactions could happen, and whatever, people gave it to charities. I want to mint the RBI crypto on my 1060. You can't mint the RBI crypto. In all likeliness, none of these minting will happen on a public ledger. If RBI is bringing out their currency, it's going to be centralized. And if it's centralized, that's kind of defeats the purpose of everything. It's very likely going to be a stable coin. So yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's not my thing. So what you guys have to understand is, when you're investing in these coins, and a lot of people think of it as like the stock market, that is true and false. That is not, this is not just the stock market. This is what people do not realize. When you're spending in a coin like, say, AVAX or Solana, and now here's where things get cool, because I basically nerd out here, right? When you invest in these things, you basically, these coins function as a lot of things. In terms of games, it can function as governance, like in terms of something like Sandbox. The sand basically is a governance token as well as a utility token. So what that means is, you can buy and sell things with sand in this game, and in the entire overall ecosystem, overall blockchain. You can always swap sand with something else, like something, whatever, BUSD or USDT, which are the two US dollar stable coins out that are generally common. I would suggest using BUSD because there's a lot of shady stuff happening with USDT. Unless you are just using it for small in and out transaction, it's fine, but I wouldn't suggest keeping your money in USDT. Anyway, yeah, so utility token means it's basically used for some kind of work, whether it's for selling, whether it's for buying, whatever. Governance tokens means these are governance tokens. Can't explain it better than that. But okay, let's step a few steps back again. You lost me at utility token and governance token. Can you explain that with more analogy? Yes, okay, I can. But let's step back for a moment. It starts with Ethereum. Now, Bitcoin was the first step into blockchain technology taking a very big leap forward, right? And Bitcoin was very instrumental in all of this. Without Bitcoin, none of this would have happened. And a lot of people realized this in 2012 and 13, when Bitcoin was going its first big high. And you have to remember something. All of these Bitcoin moves in cycles. Like, if you see the Bitcoin chart, Bitcoin moves in overall cycles, and this is where again things get interesting. If you go back to about 2013, so if you track it back from 2009 to 2014, this is a 4-year cycle, and then 2014 to 2017, I was working at Nvidia here, we saw this bump, and then 2017 to where are we now? This was supposed to be 2022, but if you know what's coming, the bull run hasn't finished, right? So Bitcoin basically moves in a 4-year cycle. Don't ask me why. I guess it's something to do with network adoption and a lot of other things. But yeah, Bitcoin made a lot of this blockchain technology possible, right? You know what? That's a lot of talking. And I'm also going to explain why a lot of people have a bad idea about NFTs and they don't seem to understand it. But yeah, and okay, let me go take back one very important step. This entire blockchain server for Bitcoin uh, is made secure by this technology, or by this method called proof of work, right? Proof of work is what everyone basically knows at mining, right? This is very important. Proof of work is nothing but, to make it very simple, you put your computer, you let it make some complicated task or puzzles, and in the process it secures the network so that random people can't hack it, blah blah blah. You guys can look it up what proof of work actually does. But Bitcoin basically secures its network through proof of work. Now Ethereum, the second biggest thing. Now if you see, go to CoinMarketCap, Ethereum, and now you'll see something very important. First of all, forget the price of each coin. Honestly speaking, this does not matter as much as this matters, the market cap of each coin. So if you see Bitcoin's value, Bitcoin miner changes roughly every 4 years or after 24-hour mined and gets reduced halfway. And this whole process is called Bitcoin halving, which is why it makes it more 4-year cycle. Because the rate of mining gets halved, hence making it more scarce. That is true. There is a 4-year halving cycle for Bitcoin. That's one of the main reasons why Bitcoin has the 4-year cycle. Actually, yeah. I don't know why I forgot that. But yeah, let's go back to the market cap. Now this is important, is to go back to, like, don't look at the value because it doesn't matter. And there's a reason why. Let's go back to Shiba Inu and Dogecoin and why people don't think these are going to be big projects, or you're not going to make a lot of gains. Because if you look at the market cap, these are pretty high. These are the top 10 coins. Top for Shiba Inu is the 13th coin, for Doge is the top 10th coin. None of these are going to stay in the top 20th by the end of this bull run, according to me, because these, like, if you're investing in companies, these companies have nothing to offer. These are memes, guys. I can't stress this enough. Okay, it's now that's over. But Ethereum comes next. Now again, Ethereum basically works off of the idea of Bitcoin, and where Bitcoin tried to, and we might dive into some bits of philosophy because it's important. A lot of these Bitcoin, Ethereum, and are revolving around culture. These key philosophies and principles that are guiding Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are the two biggest coins, play a very important role. That's why trending news is not just trending news, it's kind of culture that's reacting to it, and you can invest in those cultures, right? But Ethereum basically takes a lot of these ideas from Bitcoin, what it does with blockchain, and decides, hey, fuck, we can build softwares on top of this. That's my layman understanding of this. Okay, now I'm not a developer, I'm not even a financial advisor, so don't take this for 1:1 comparison. Try to just understand it, and if you have questions, ask me. Oh, and definitely do your research, yeah. But Ethereum, basically, this guy called Vitalik and several other people, they're not very important. Actually, they are important. Follow them on Twitter. You will get to know a lot. But these guys form Ethereum. They basically like, hey, what if we build softwares on these technologies? And they bring out NFTs, they bring out smart contracts, they bring out DAOs, they bring out DApps, okay, DAOs, DApps, yeah. So what does these words mean, right? I was also confused in the beginning, but let me go by one. DAO means decentralized autonomous organization. It is exactly what it sounds like. It is a decentralized organization. Imagine Facebook, but no Mark Zuckerberg. Great, right? Absolutely great. These are what these things bring out. DApp means basically decentralized application. So any application that's out there is decentralized, are these things, and that's where your governance tokens and utility tokens come in. Again, we'll get back to that later. NFTs, this is a bit hard to comprehend. And remember this, because this is very important to what I'm going to talk about in terms of gaming. NFTs, right? NFTs basically form around the word non-fungible tokens. Okay, now I'll give you a very random example, but imagine the stock market. If I go to something like small caps, which is not a lot of people even know these things, and I got to know these things because what? This is not it. Arey, this is not small. I forgot the word, what it was called. Never mind. Let me go back. Stock market. Yeah. What was the app name? I forgot. What was the app name? Small case. I was also confused. Small cap. Yeah, small case. So if I go to small case, not a lot of people know this, and this is one of the how could I say, lowest, cheapest way to invest in the stock market, and you're investing in like pools of stocks and stuff, not whatnot. But to put an idea about what's happening is, if you want to put something like top 100 stocks and whatnot, you have to put a minimum amount, right? It's a very small amount these days because small caps is targeted towards small investors, but yeah, it's a very small amount. Now if you want to like invest in like say very nice stocks, things like, I'm giving an American example like Tesla, and you know Tesla is the future and you want to invest in Tesla, but you can't buy anything because one share costs like $1,000 or something, and there's no direct way to buy that share. There's only other brokerage firms and stuff. That is not the case when it comes to crypto. Today, if you want to believe in a network or in company, you can basically buy, when you buy a token, can buy that, you can buy a fraction of that token. So for example, Bitcoin, you can buy 1,000 rupees of a Bitcoin. You can even buy 500 rupees of a Bitcoin. You will have 0.000 something of a Bitcoin if you buy that, but you own that. And that's key here, right? This is a fungible token. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, all of these tokens that you see here are fungible tokens. Why are they fungible tokens? Because they can be divided. Non-fungible tokens are tokens that cannot be divided, and so they have a value as a whole. Make sense? It's, I hope, like, because it's not very hard to understand. Now, because NFTs by design are a whole product and cannot be divided, they can be given different attributes. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Now, the current basic attribute that everyone is saying is in the form of pictures. So that is where everyone, when they think of NFTs, they're thinking of JPEGs. NFTs are not just going to be JPEGs. They're going to be so much more, right? There's music NFTs coming, for example. There's going to be, so if and this is where, like I said, NFTs are important in games. Imagine in a game, your items, or if you're playing World of Warcraft, and or if you're playing something like Witcher 3 and you find a very rare sword, that might be an NFT if Witcher was a blockchain game. And using that NFT, there would be, say, only 100 people who can find that NFT in that entire game. And it's like a legendary sword or something. And that NFT would be sellable in the open marketplace in the blockchain. And depending on the network, which is how many people play Witcher, the value would go up or down, right? Makes sense. If I have an item of a game no one plays, it has very less value than if I have an item of a game everyone plays. Now, basically, when you're thinking of this marketplace, think along the lines of Steam marketplace, but take out Steam from the entire equation. And now things are clicking, I hope, right? What is happening with gaming blockchain? And that's just kind of where it's starting at. Now, there's a lot of games coming up, and according to me, a lot of these games will be pretty bad initially, because the first, if NFT is related to blockchain, then how come JPG dump is available in Pirate Bay. I thought the main point of blockchain is that it's secure. You have to understand something. It is secure on the blockchain. If I have an NFT, it's like saying, so here's, I will give you a perfect example about why the JPEG thing is stupid, right? If I have a CSGO skin on my inventory, in my Steam inventory today, and that's worth some $5,000 or something, and you take a picture of my CSGO skin and then show it off, you don't actually own it, you own the picture. I actually own the skin. I can show it off in game. I can sell it in the marketplace and I can show ownership. Like I said, blockchain shows ownership. It's on the blockchain, right? This is a network, like I said, cryptocurrencies and blockchain are a network wide upgrade to the internet. If you just think about it, that's huge. There hasn't been any upgrade to the internet since 2005. There have been 3 phases of the internet. That's what people call phase 3, web 3 right now, whatever we use. And I'll show you some of these applications because I am using these applications almost on a daily basis right now. And I'll show you in terms of games and what's coming and etc, etc. But yeah, but what was I saying? Yeah, so the JPEG dump on Pirate Bay doesn't mean anything. It's basically you can have like a cracked version of my skin that you can show in a pirated game, but as long as I have the original skin, I have the thing that holds value. Now the thing with Steam Marketplace is if Steam tomorrow dies, everything on Steam dies. For Bitcoin or Ethereum to crash, the internet has to crash. That's not going to happen. Very simply put, because if you think the internet is going to crash and not come back, then yeah, then I guess that should not invest in crypto at all. But if you believe that everyone is going to use internet in the near future, crypto is a very obvious investment. So it's like that. You can show ownership on what NFT you have. Wait, what is going on? Let me just see something. You have gone full crazy with this. I have gone full crazy with this. Login with MetaMask, gender, it will just great. And since you guys are looking for this, you can get into this website and try it out. Relaunch.com. It's a whitelist. You might be happy. But yeah, I've done a lot of research, Alu. I've done insane amounts of research on this because I'm not a trader. I have not idea what RBI is going to do next. RBI cannot do anything. RBI cannot block Bitcoin because of what I said. It's a network-wide upgrade to the internet. If they have to block cryptocurrency, they have to block the internet over the next 10 years. And with the adoption rate that crypto has, they're not going to be able to do that, right? That's not happening across the country. Everyone and you have to understand something. The farmers are already angry at the current regime. You don't want to anger the rich people and the middle class also. Okay. The current government is, what is V-Launch? It's a launch pad. It's a launch pad that I won't be talking about, like I said, I'm not going to talk about particular investments, but yeah, if you find something that I'm looking at, go ahead and look into it. And I think, no, last I heard, RBI will be launching something like digital currency or something like that. Yeah, they're going to launch a CBDC, which is basically something, it might be a stable coin, it might be something else, let's see. It might be a stable coin pegged to the rupee, which would be interesting, but yeah, that's not an investment. Why would you invest in a stable coin? Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Go ahead and invest if you want to. But yeah, so Ethereum basically, when they decided all of these things that could come into it, they opened a lot of doors, right? They opened a fuck ton of doors, right? Basically, you could make applications on the blockchain, and you could decentralize those applications. All of these applications, I never invest in that. Yeah, no, all of these applications, and you can have a lot of things. Now, I'll show you some examples, but gaming is going to be one of those applications, and gaming is one of those applications. Like, they're already coming up. There are some games already. I don't think they're games. They are more like bounce or snake on phone, right? Like in 2005. We are very far away till we see proper games, and I'm going to show you those proper games because uh, if you're a gamer, you will know that gaming takes some time. It takes like at least 4, 5, 6 years to make like nice games. Destiny 2, for example, took like $600 million, or was that Destiny 1? Destiny 1 took $600 million. Let me just check. I need to make sure my gaming knowledge is nice. Yes, it's a $600 million with marketing, right? Insane amounts of money. Insane amounts of it's as much as some of these valuations, and I will explain why, how some of these valuations work also, but maybe later. Yeah, I've gone very deep into this, guys. I'm so deep, it's insane. But it takes one bad update to destroy a good game. Yeah. So, and and here's the interesting part. A lot of people don't understand this, but there's a lot of talk about the metaverse. And from my understanding of what's going on, I don't think a metaverse is coming. I think a multiverse of video games is coming. And it's all going to make sense once you understand the technology that involved here, right? Because it sounds so stupid when you think about it. Why would like anyone go inside a blank empty space hall like Mark Zuckerberg and meet your online friends to play fucking cards, and that also solitaire? Like there are much more interesting virtual experiences that are possible already, okay, in VR. You don't have to play cards. That's just insane. These are the current metaverse, and the perception of metaverse comes from a very corporate angle or a very non-gamified angle, which is why I think people have it wrong. But hey, I might be proven wrong. I have no idea. I'm 2 months old. But yeah, that's my understanding when I come to this technology. I'd rather go to my friend's house. Actually, here's the thing. People who play video games already are used to metaverse. If you've played something like World of Warcraft, if you played Elder Scrolls Online, if you played most survival games online, you've already kind of experienced a metaverse. You have an in-game economy, you have in-game private ownership of items, you're hanging out with your friends, you're doing virtual activities. These are all things that are happening. Except when you do this inside survival games like say Rust or Minecraft, like there's no proper ownership. Like you can start again, but if you start again and if you delete your save file, it's gone forever, right? There is like EVE Online, yeah. There are real world value, but that real world value is very hard to what's the word, hard to pinpoint, because there's so many regulations and stuff and so many things happening, and everyone wants to control their coin. With something like blockchain technology, these things happen automatically because again, everything is on the network, right? So it's just easier, and makes things possible. Now do I think in the next 3 years we are going to get like MCU Avengers style endgame version of video games happening? No, it's might not even happen in like 10 years. But what this technology allows for is that it opens the doors to those possibilities. Now it's no longer a question of if they can happen, it's a question of when they will happen. Like if tomorrow Halo becomes a blockchain game and Valorant becomes a blockchain game, now they won't become blockchain game because very likely there will be a Valorant equivalent of a blockchain game that's almost as popular as Valorant, and a Halo equivalent of a blockchain game that's almost as popular as Halo, at least relatively, right? And what will happen is that you will be able to take your cosmetic items or your guns and skins from Halo and take it to Valorant and vice versa, right? Now there's a lot of questions that will arise, like how is it possible technologically, blah blah blah, everyone has to render it, developers, this is all true, right? But what I want to stress about is not the fact that this will happen, but the fact that this opens the possibility for this to happen. So before blockchain games, this was not possible. And in between in-game universes, now imagine like Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you like earned an NFT in Halo 1, you could effectively, if the game developer supported, obviously, you could effectively use it in Halo Infinite or whatever, right? And that's what these technologies allow for. And because basically what blockchain allows, the decentralization of it and everything, is allows for all these closed economies, closed games to become open, like their closed walls break down. And this is very key to what's going to happen. So my god, that's a lot of talking. If anyone has any questions, now is the best time to talk. And I'm just hoping Bitcoin just goes to 53k. Please, I want to buy AVAX and Solana NFT. And if you guys want, I can show you my portfolio later. It's not much because I just recently started going mayhem in and like taking out my mutual funds, like going, because yeah, I just understood what are the things to invest in and how to navigate. But basically, how to predict the next 100x altcoin. How to predict the next $100 altcoin is you have to do your research. What I will say is 100x's are definitely possible, but it's very unlikely that you will get 100x sitting on centralized exchanges, because centralized exchanges have coins that have already reached like the top 100 list, right? And if they're in the top 100 list, they're already pretty pumped, like their valuations are pretty high. The market cap, this is what you want to focus on. If you come to coin market cap, if their valuations are very high, then they'll not go up higher, of course, right? Like for example, Bitcoin in the bull run might go 2x, 3x, 4x, but it will not go more than 4x, 5x. Like at least I don't know. Don't quote me on this, actually. It might go 10x, but depending on how far Bitcoin goes and how far Ethereum go and how far some of the other coins go, that's how far, like that's how you set some kind of price targets. I had interest in blockchain since 2015, but didn't get much time to research or invest time in it. That's why I'm here. That's great, man. Please drop a like and share this stream and call your family to watch this with me, because this is all interesting, and I'm telling you, this is going to change the world. I might sound like a crypto bro right now, but I am one of the most skeptical people. At least I think I'm one of the most skeptical people out there. And after I've been diving into this tech side of it more and more, like I'm not talking about the investment. As I've been diving into the tech side of it more and more, it's just more and more insane. Like every other place I find like insane stories about why this formed, and like in a good way, not in a bad way. So, and it's all very revolutionary stuff. And I don't like say this lightly, but I think this is unintended communism because what is happening with crypto is basically one of the largest redistribution of wealth. I'm not saying everyone is going to suddenly become equal. That's not going to happen. But there's definitely a lot of redistribution of wealth that is happening for anyone who is inside the network and using the network. It's just that simple. If you understand whatever I have said till now, and if you understand about how to be part of the network, then yeah, you will, over time, over a long period of time, you will definitely get gains if you're in the safer projects. If you're in bad projects, if you're investing in things like Squid Game and stuff, pray. Maybe that's the best way. My god, it's hot here. Anyway, yeah, now let's go to my favorite portion, which is gaming crypto. Now, this is where I got interested. I've been investing in crypto since February. I invested originally in Doge. I was an idiot. I invested for like some 22 rupees. I think my transaction is there in Osirex. I don't know if I want to show it. My first two investments were horrible investments. I invested in Doge at 22 rupees. I invested in Osirex at 250. horrible investments. Okay, I didn't know anything about what I was investing in, and that's why I invested. And when Dogecoin went to 56, instead of like doing the smart thing and selling, I decided to celebrate, and I was watching Saturday Night Live, Elon Musk come in, and everything just went down, and I could not understand what was happening. Don't be that guy. Because if you do not know about this industry, you will be liquidated. This is as simple as it gets. You will be eaten alive, right? This is a very predatory world. What I mean by that is everyone just looking to make money, and if you don't have a strategy in head of how you're exactly going about making money, then you're going to lose money. So the easiest way to lose money in the crypto world, and this just happened with me yesterday because of the crash. I was trying to buy in on something and then it got crashed. Long story. But if you deviate from your basic strategy without having a plan in mind, you're going to make losses for sure. More chances than not. Right? So I would suggest whatever you do, have a basic strategy. Like there's a lot of strategies into how you want to get into crypto, whether it's again, none of this is financial advice, but there is dollar cost averaging, which is an American term, but you can say INR cost averaging, I guess, rupee cost averaging, which is basically a SIP model. Put 1,000 rupees every week or every month or whatever you can afford into the safer coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and over time your value will be more. This is a proven tactic. So if you want to be completely safe, you do this. This is what mutual funds do, and that's how they make guaranteed gains. Then there are people who will invest in layer ones, understand the term, that will be very helpful, and they make money. Then there are people who will invest in specific categories in crypto. So now, because of Ethereum and because what Ethereum opened the doors to, and Solana and AVAX and Cardano, everyone copying Ethereum in different ways with different better things in hand and different cons, like pros and cons. There's a lot of things going on, and each of these networks have a different things they're trying to solve. Now there's a gaming industry, there's an entire gaming industry inside the blockchain ecosystem. There's an entire decentralized finance. This is probably the most heard word you've heard recently. Decentralized finance and NFT. Is decentralized finance is basically decentralized finance. I can't help it. Basically banks, everything banks can do, but without the banks, and in a lot of ways without the discrimination involved. NFT space is mostly art. So artists who are trying to make a name for themselves and want to earn money, that's where you want to look into. And there's a lot of things coming. There's like, for example, there's a coin called VeChain. These guys are trying to solve logistics. Then, yeah, different coins are trying to solve different things. Solana is where is Solana? Where did Solana go? Solana, okay, I will give you a meme kind of understanding of what each of these coins are. Bitcoin is Bitcoin, Ethereum is Ethereum, Solana is centralized Ethereum, Cardano is decentralized Ethereum, like even more decentralized than Ethereum is, and it's a bunch of research scientists and whatnot, and they think that Cardano will go on to make become a platform for voting in democracies and democratic countries, so that vote fraud does not happen, basically. I don't know what XRP is, honestly. Polkadot is a parachain. It's a network that connects all the network. It's like Spider-Man's webbings. Then Dogecoin is whatever it is. Avalanche is another Solana, but it's a bit more secure, sort of. It's a bit more decentralized also, I think. But yeah. And these are all layer ones, like Cardano, Solana, Avalanche. Doge technically is a layer one. But yeah, I wouldn't invest in Doge. Like, there's nothing to suggest like I should. And this is India. Where's the Indian flag? I need like the Indian flag here. This is India's child, Polygon Matic. If you guys don't know about the founder and how he founded this and his story, I suggest you look it up. It's insane. It's insane. Everything in crypto, like the more you read, the more insane stuff you find. You think Shiba Inu and Doge are insane stuff? No way, guys. It's way, way bigger than that. And so there's a lot of layer ones. And then let's come to gaming, my favorite topic, so that we can finally move on and play some Halo after that. Now, if you go to any gaming, let's go to Sandbox for a sec. Yeah. Polygon is made in India. Yes, Matic is Indian. Matic Polygon is Indian. This is what people don't know. And here's the fun part. Last time when government banned crypto, since Polygon was made in India, they had to shift from India abroad. They had to go to US. They are Mumbai guys to go to US and set up their office there. So we have effectively lost all the money that India could have made by just having the Polygon office in India. Okay, think about that for a moment and then think about what is happening with the ban. And it's on number 20th. Polygon ka valuation is pretty high as far as I know. Let me just check. Why is it not loading? Hurry. Polygon valuation 1 billion. Quite big. No, sorry. This is the 1 billion. 11 billion. Yeah. Market cap 11 billion. Huge. It's in top 20. When there's like thousands of cryptocurrencies out there, reaching top 20 is very much commendable. And here's the interesting part. Polygon might be one of the gaming layer 2s. Polygon is a layer 2, by the way. It's not a layer 1. Again, I won't explain what layer 1s and layer 2s are. I would suggest look into it. It's not that hard to understand. It's all dependent on network and basically layers. If you can say like this is real life and then internet is on top of real life and then cryptocurrency is on top of internet. In this layer of cryptocurrency, there are layer 1s and on top of that are layer 2s. Now you go look up and understand what all of that means. But yeah, let's go to Sandbox. Now this is basically going to how exactly I research on games. And should I talk about how I research on games or what these gaming NFTs are? I think I just made an example of what gaming stuff is, but I'll show you something that I actually purchased, which is Dragonland. This is, for example, a game coming out, and I did quite a bit of research here. And I'll show you how I found it, what I did the research, what I saw, and everything, and some of the key points that you should be at least thinking of when you're doing. So I'll also make you understand how I invest. I am not a trader. I do not trade. I am very scared of trading. Every single time in my life I've tried to trade, I've lost money. And it's not funny, okay? So I don't trade. What I try is I try to look for projects that are fundamentally strong, that have a fundamentally strong team, that are not absolute bullshit like Squid Game, which had like spelling mistakes in their white paper and website, and people still some reason bought the coin, right? If you're buying a coin without doing your research, you're an idiot. There's like no other way I can say this. And I was an idiot when I bought Douche. If I can say myself, I'm telling you guys, if you don't want to see all red in your portfolio, do all your research on the coins you buy. It's very simple. If you want to see what coin you're buying, just type, for example, if I want to buy AVAX, you go search AVAX and CoinMarketCap, you go to their listing, you find their website, you go into the website, you see their fully diluted market cap, you see their market cap, and so on. And then you decide whether the investment is worth it or not. Right? And how high the investment can go and what your price targets might also be at, right? Because if you don't know what you're investing in and if you don't know what your price target is and you're just holding thinking that it will go up forever like Bitcoin, that is unlikely to happen for most of the other cryptocurrencies. While that is the case for Bitcoin and Ethereum in the long run, they will definitely go up. For most other cryptocurrencies, it is anyone's guess when they will go up and they will go down, there's a few ways you can make that guess much and much more probable. And like I said, fundamental research comes into play. Understanding where the developers are, listening to the developers, understanding what they're trying to make, build, and such. If you have no idea, like I said, if you don't have any idea about what you're investing into, you're an idiot. You're going to lose your money. It's as simple as that. If you don't have price targets in mind and you're just selling at a whim, you're going to lose your money. And you're not going to understand how to make portfolio. One really good thing I can give you is that if you go to CoinMarketCap, you can make your portfolio individually here by adding, whenever you make a trade, you can make, like, put it in and then take it out and add the transactions and so on, and that will show up. Anyway, wow, been talking non-stop, man. But this is the okay. Let me do something in the meantime. Since you guys are watching, let me show you how I can interact with this. This is my MetaMask wallet. These are the coins that I hold in my MetaMask wallet. This is all on chain. MetaMask is decentralized. If you're using MetaMask and you forget your passwords and stuff, it's gone. You're not getting it back ever again. So remember that. Remember that very key point. Wait, is the Polygon network even active in my thing? नहीं है. ठीक है, let me make the network. So if you want to use the decentralized on-chain stuff, I would suggest you download MetaMask and use it, even if you should not. Like, I wouldn't suggest sending money anytime soon. Try to just, I think this is a recurring stream on a weekly basis, and there is almost an ocean of knowledge to cover in one night. Yeah, there is definitely an ocean of knowledge. I did 2 months of research, and all I did was look at charts and look at all of this. I have no life. But that paid off because I bought sand at 757 rupees because I knew everything that was happening. And now we are at kitna? I bought sand literally for 3,000 bucks. And now my sand portfolio is sitting. Why is WazirX this thing glitching out every now and then? My sand is huge. Yeah. My sand, I bought this for like 3,000 and it's sitting at 2,000, 24,000. So if you know what you're doing, insane. You can make those gains easy. But yeah, let me just do this since I was anyway planning to do it. MetaMask.io. Okay, wait, this is not how I do it. Yeah. Let me play some music while I do this at least. Let me play this. Man, Arcane was so nice. Okay, time to get some basic stuff. Okay. Polygon mainnet. Oh, I can't copy. Mumbai testnet. I don't know funds configure management. Okay, let me fix this Polygon mainnet. So if you have to set up a network, you just go here, add network. Wait, Polygon क्या था? Mainnet. HTTPS. I can't copy, man. Q. I hope the music isn't too loud. I don't care about getting copyright and stuff. That's great. Polygon, no. chain 7. So just to give you an idea, I would suggest you guys take it very slow if you're going into on-chain and not rush into things, because if there's no human, like the idea of decentralized exchange and decentralized all of this is the fact that there is absolutely no there's no human being who can help you if you forget your password. So when you're getting into these things, read all the instructions very carefully, read everything so that you do not get blindsided by things. It's no one can help you in decentralized stuff. Fortunately, there is not a lot of jargon and not a lot of random stuff going on, so it's pretty easy to understand if you, at least it was for me. And if you don't understand it, I would suggest you take the help of some developer who can at least explain to you what you have to do. But I'm not a developer, so, and I still understood most of the things without any problem, so yeah, take it as you will. polygonscan.com. Chalo, Matic network setup, India. I am proud Indian now. Okay, now that I've done this, log into MetaMask, join the whitelist, add Polygon network to MetaMask, now token will be distributed to your MetaMask. Yeah, great. You guys can join this with me and enjoy your free airdrops. You don't even have to invest anything. So yeah, go ahead. This is a perk of like seeing me live, I guess. If you want, vlaunch.com, set up your MetaMask and everything. There were more airdrops going on till just about day before yesterday. So if you're engaging with the network, you will get lots of rewards just for engaging with it. There have been people who bought ENS domains. Look up what ENS domains are. And they got airdrops worth of $9,000 just the start of this first week of this month. So there's a lot of free money just flowing around. Go grab it. Insane. It's insane. There's literally there's a lot of Telegram channels and stuff which will talk to you about just airdrops and nothing else. But I will give a slight warning. If you're getting into Discords and Telegrams of crypto channels, be very wary of scammers, and it very likely what you should be doing is you should turn off the ability for random people to invite you in their groups. Same for Discord, same for Telegram, because if you are in these places, if you're researching crypto, you will eventually land up in Telegram, Discord, and Twitter, and there are a lot of scams happening since it's so early in the industry, it's so early in the entire technological phase that it's just full of scams. Just to give you an example, in 1997, internet had 150 million users and it was growing at 63% per year on year. 2021, we have 150 million users for cryptocurrencies, and we are growing at 123%, I believe, 113% per year, right? So it's almost double. And you saw how big the internet got, so now make your calculations. Yeah, now we have like 20 minutes before this thing happens, so let's go very fast and see how I do some of my research. Oh man, too long. Yeah, anyway, let's see how I do my research. So one of the things that you can immediately do is, first of all, go into CoinMarketCap, look up whatever gaming crypto, then go to this tab, right? Gaming tab. This is very important. This is how I basically find out all the gaming cryptos. And this is what the gaming top market capitalization is. Just on 2nd November, I had said, right now, gaming market cap, total gaming market cap is sitting at somewhere around $30 billion, and it's going to pump till 50 by end of November. And it seems I was wrong, since it's already 51. and we still have 6 days to go. So yeah, um yeah, basically what's happening is, before, why I will tell you why this is important, because before gaming blockchain, there was no way for you to literally own your assets in game. Like, there's no digital ownership. Okay, this is very important because this goes back to a lot of things that around video games that a lot of gamers might be aware of. If you use the internet, if you use PCs, if you use software, if you're using PCs for the last 10 years, you might have noticed something very, very important. In terms of games, in terms of Windows, in terms of Photoshop, whatever software you're using, you do not buy the software, you do not own the software, you own a license of the software. This is a very key distinction. When I buy something on Steam, I'm owning the license of that game, I don't own the game. This is because if I own the game, I can retroactively just copy paste it and then sell it for the same amount to someone else. No one wants that. The way for the old world to fix that problem was through licensing and regulation. This is not the case in terms of blockchain, because with blockchain it allows you ownership on the blockchain, right? So that changes the entire dynamic. Did you used to invest? Which website did I used to invest? I started everything with WazirX. WazirX is my cash in, WazirX is my cash out. Unfortunately, WazirX is a piece of shit, but it's the best in India, so yeah. Bye. Like, WazirX is easy. There's CoinCuber Switch or whatever, where Ranveer Singh, I think, is an ambassador. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of these rich celebrities getting into investments around crypto and stuff, because they kind of realize how much money there is. And but again, like I said, I want to stress about, again, this is not just about the money. This is revolutionary technology in a lot of ways, not just about the money. But going back to gaming crypto, the reason why this is big is because digital ownership was not a thing, and no one knows digital ownership like gamers, right? Gamers have been grinding in video games, whether it's World of Warcraft, Dota, League of Legends, Valorant, whatever. They grind the games, they buy their assets, they buy skins. I know so many people who bought skins in Valorant, but tomorrow their skins are useless if they stop playing the game. If the game shuts down, the skins are useless, they're gone, right? Tomorrow if Valorant becomes unpopular and no one's playing it, the skins are again useless, not just in terms of value, but also as a status symbol. If Valorant is very popular, at least the skins serve as a status symbol. When it is not popular, it's no longer even that. It not only does not have value, it's no longer even a status symbol. This is very key understanding, because in the real world we all want to keep status symbols. Whether someone says it or not, we all like keeping status symbols in the form of iPhones, expensive clothes, shoes, whatever. Everyone has their thing. And gaming is where all of these things kind of interject. Items, NFTs, in-game economies working with other economies, building land, metaverses, all of these things, when you slowly try to apply your head into it, all of these can be applied into games. And that's why the entire hype around metaverse is a thing, and that's why, by the way, Sandbox is coming up. This is what a lot of people don't realize, why Sandbox is pumping. They're like very happy, oh, like Sandbox is going up. They don't understand why it's pumping. It's pumping because of Facebook, it's pumping because of Microsoft, it's pumping because of the metaverse hype, and it's pumping because this hype is going to stay for a while. Gaming is not going to go away. I don't know if it will reach top 20, but I do see Sandbox going up, and more gaming coins going to come in, because if you think about it, worlds like Minecraft are the ideal worlds for something like a metaverse, right? Where you can go do activities with your friends, have an in-game economy, have assets, and so on, build your own thing, and so on. Sandbox just takes it up a notch, even though I think the graphics and the gameplay are pretty shit. But for what's possible in the game, in terms of with the new technology, it's just insane. I would suggest you guys look into it. Now, how do I do my research? So when I'm looking at gaming cryptos, I basically look at first of all, I'm a gamer. I look at if the game is even half decent looking. If the game is not decent looking, I will not invest into it. That's kind of what happened with Decentraland. I know it was the very same as Sandbox, but I kind of liked how Sandbox looked instead of Decentraland. Decentraland just looks kind of eh. Sandbox at least looks like Minecraft, and Minecraft has an appeal. So I know that appeal is there. That's why I kind of went with it. Um, and like I said, its market cap is lower, so it has higher chance to pump. Decentralized is almost twice the size of Sandbox, which is why Sandbox is pumping much harder than Decentraland. These are very key things that you need to understand if you are investing, right? People are wondering why is Decentraland not a pumping as Sandbox, blah, blah, blah. This is one of the reasons why Shiba Inu and Dogecoin will never pump, at least not anytime soon. And if I'm correct, like I'm not saying that, again, none of this is financial advice. Like after this video, it might go up 1000x. People are idiots, but very unlikely because like I said, Shiba Inu and Dogecoin are already very high in terms of market cap. Second of all, they do not have any purpose as companies or as softwares, whatever you could put it. Shiba Inu is supposedly trying to make a game, so is Doge, whatnot. And if you guys are watching, I would suggest you guys stay till the end of the stream. I will kind of give you guys a hot take about a project that's coming up and no one knows about it. So if you know about it and if you know how to get into it, maybe you'll get in. And again, get into it only with the amount of money you can lose. Don't put too much money into it because you will definitely lose things in this industry. So yeah, go in with complete low expectations. That's the only way you're going to come out of this a winner, because you will, and especially if you're seeing the chart every day, because the chart will go crazy every day, right? It will go up the one day, it will go down severely the other. So don't just rely on the chart. Rely on your research, rely on your strategy. What can your research entail? Your research, part of your research can be things like technical analysis, which again, I'll be very honest, I have no fucking idea. I have no idea about how to read charts. I am not a trader. Like I said, every time I try trading, I lose money. How much one time left? 12 minutes. Every time I try to trade, I lose money, blah, blah, blah. Right? Now, if you go to this gaming tab, what I do, basically, this is my research method. I go down and I go to the last page. Okay. I go to the last page. I was like, okay, what are the shit coins that no one is looking at? Okay. And then I find the shit coins that no one is looking at. Okay. Now I'll show you some of these coins. Oh man, there's a lot of new coins that come up. But I'll show you some of these coins. Like for example, CryoWar. This is a coin that I've been looking at for a long time. This is basically, drumroll, blockchain Dota on phone. Now if you guys know what Dota is, you know where this is going. So as you can see, there is a gameplay, there is a lot of things going on, right? There's things going on. Now you will be able to see who are the investors. Now first things that I tend to see is the art style. What is the gameplay like? Because for me as a gamer, gameplay is the most important thing, right? Everything else comes after gameplay, right? Then I will see who are the investors and who are the partners. This is a very key indicator of, you know, whether this project is investing it. If you start diving into crypto, and especially if you start diving into crypto investments, none of this is financial advice, of course. To keep saying this, I should keep like a sticky note and stuck it in my head or something. But yeah, see the investors, see who these guys are. Like you'll see, so two of my very favorite investors are Animoca brands and Polygon. Polygon because I'm an Indian, Animoca because they have been excellent so far. All of their investments have been excellent and I believe in them. And if you can find these things, you will have a much easier time, right? KuCoin is another one. You guys probably heard of KuCoin. It's a centralized exchange, I think, and so on, right? Partners, you can see, I have no idea half of these things. I try to focus down on the one or two indicators that I can understand and know, and then I go in accordingly. Now, the second thing that I see the third thing that I see is, who are these people? Who are the co-founders, CEOs, developers? One of the very important things that I see that not a lot of people see, I've seen, is who is the main game developer. Since I am mostly in gaming crypto, I will see who's the game lead, who's the game developer, what is their experience, what have they made, because that will very clearly define how far a project can go in terms of gameplay, and sometimes also in terms of marketing. So I'll show you. This is one of the first few coins that I had actually gone very deep into researching, and I read the white paper. I went into the website. I went through the website. It was basically uh, Castle Crashers, but with dragons and on the blockchain. And I played Castle Crashers, so it made no like a obvious sense. There was a roadmap, and I had seen this, right? When I saw this, it kind of like caught my eye because I had played this game on mobile, and this is an officially licensed Game of Thrones game. And what I was like is, wait, no random shit studio will get an official Game of Thrones license game. And even if they do, at least somewhat decent. And since this is an old game, then I went ahead and found their who is actually making these games, like who are the developers, who are the founders and whatnot, right? So I went through their LinkedIn pages, found out whether they are real people or not. Now, if you deep dive like this, you will already find out scams like Squid Game, because if Squid Game's white paper had tons of spelling mistake, right? If you get spelling mistake in a white paper, you're not worthy to handle even $1 million, let alone $100 million, right? So yeah, if you're finding faults, and as an investor, if you are an investor, you should definitely be trying to poke holes everywhere, because otherwise you will not get you'll not get right answers, right? Everyone will try to sell you something. If you are trying to put your money somewhere, I would suggest you ask a lot of questions about why you should put your money, and do your research accordingly, and not just randomly ask people on the internet, why should I do your research yourself, right? Don't ask people what coin should I invest in and stuff. And one of the things that I can suggest is, you can follow Twitter. Twitter is very important if you want to get into the world of crypto. Literally every fucking discussion happens on Twitter. Some of the biggest people on the scene are just tweeting away, ranting and shit, and talking about, yeah, this coin will go up because I say so and stuff. And you can just look at their arguments and buy accordingly. And that also gives you profit because these guys are idiots. I don't know, like, there's just too much money and they're just talking on like in public platform. So it's funny, and yeah, it's definitely 50% of your research is in white papers and seeing websites and coin market cap, and the other 40% I would say is Twitter, and the 10% is everything else, right? Now you go to game. Now, one of the other things that I want you guys to notice in when you go and see these white papers and these websites, it's this tokenomics part, right? When you read the tokenomics part, you will understand whether, now if you really believe in a project and you want to invest, I would suggest you want to read this. Why? Because then you will understand whether what a token does, whether it's a governance token or a utility token. What is a utility token? Someone asked, they could not understand what a utility token is and what a governance token is. Utility token, very simple, it's for utility. You buy and sell stuff, you do things with the coin, etc. You stake it, you do other things, you get something for it, etc. Governance tokens is what it says. It's a governance token for the game. In this case, like, since I'm talking about gaming crypto, if a token is a governance token, that means it's also a governance token for the game. So that means some parts of the games are actually dApps, which is decentralized apps, or it's very likely some of these games are decentralized autonomous organizations, which is DAO, right? So if you want to take part in a DAO, you have to have those tokens. So those tokens basically count as one vote or whatever, right? And if you see this tokenomics, you will also see whether a token is inflationary or deflationary. This is also important because you don't want to generally hold an inflationary currency, right? Because by logic, an inflationary currency will keep on increasing, and your value, unless it's pumping really hard really soon, long-term holding of an inflationary currency is not ideal because it's inflationary by nature and it will lose value. right? Oh man, I'm just looking at this thing. Time to get in. Yeah. If it's a deflationary currency, that's great because insane. Now you have to see the total supply. The total supply is very important because what it means is it will show you how far each coin can go, like in terms of dollar value. Now this is why I will take you back to something like Shiba Inu, which is why again I will say Shiba Inu will never go up, because if you see something like Shiba Inu, and you see this, right, you see this, basically why this value is, and no one knows why this value is. This value is very simple to take out. You take the total supply and you divide it with the fully diluted market cap. This is the total value of this entire thing. So when you see and when you divide, you basically get this number. That's it. That's it. That's the math. Like there's no complicated stuff happening here other than that. Oh man, this is gonna be insane. I hope the website doesn't crash. Yeah. So that's mostly about it. My God, a lot of talking again. So a governance token will basically let you vote on future things happening on the game. So if it's a game like Sandbox, which is technically a metaverse, can you show your portfolio one more time? I'll show it after all I do this, please, because I'm also worried about this. I don't want to miss this. This is also an upcoming game. I want to buy it. Hello, wallflower. Bye. My God. I can't believe I did an entire, no, but just I did like 1.5 hours of talking just about gaming, crypto, and crypto, because I was getting frustrated about people not knowing what the fuck all of this is about. And if you understand whatever is going on, by the way, guys, you'll know why the government cannot ban it, right? It's a blockchain network that's decentralized. You will have to take internet away from every single person who owns Bitcoin in order to technically ban it, right? It's not happening. So yeah, don't worry about all of that. How to join this whitelist? I'm joining it right now. These instructions literally written on the screen. Read. It's happening, but I don't think you'll have the chance because it's literally a minute now. I just hope none of this disappears entirely. Let me just play some music again. Let me play this. Where is that song? Haan, chalo. 44 seconds? Okay. But yeah, if you know where to look, there are opportunities like this that keep coming every single day. You just have to keep a hawk eye on it. And I love the new tracks from Arcane. I've been listening to them non-stop. MetaMask is like WazirX, not at all. WhatZerex is a centralized exchange. MetaMask is a decentralized wallet. What the fuck? Did the website just crash? It crashed. It crashed. Wow. They're asking for PAN card for KYC. Do we need to pay minimum taxes in case I get good returns on investment on WazirX? I would suggest if you want to know about taxes on cryptocurrency, you look up other videos because it comes under capital gains, I believe, and like other videos will be able to explain you much better than I can. Wow, the website crashed. What happened? Huh? Website crashed. Yeah, sorry guys. I got a bit distracted with this, but I guess this is not happening. How did someone get multi-listed? Let me check if I got any mail. Nope. Nothing. Yeah, anyway. So if you guys have any other questions, I would say ask, because I guess that's it. I don't know if I'll play Valorant now, like Halo now, because I just feel like doing this. But yeah, I'll show you my Wazirex portfolio to give you guys an idea. This is what generally my portfolio is. This AVAX, I actually made it off of Engine. The money I made put in AVAX recently today. This entire thing I've been holding since 3000. And these investments I made recently after I got to know whatever all of this is. I invested Alice at like 1530. It's right now individual coins are at, I believe, 1800. So all of it is at green. And then I have this Phantom wallet, which is Solana's wallet, which is where I have investments in. And as you can see, this is also pretty green. And it's like the Solana wallet is pretty cool. It's better than MetaMask. And I generally maintain my portfolio by ये क्या हुआ? Website crash ही हो जाएगा. Durja, have you tried out the sandbox editor? I have not. I am not a game maker. I'm more of a game player. So I'm waiting for decent games that are bringing gameplay to earn. So I was like I was talking about. I was looking at this game. This is Cryover. This is basically blockchain Dota. Like not blockchain Dota, more like blockchain battle, right? I don't know how many people have played that game, but yeah, I believe this will do pretty good. And you can probably find this listed in Wazirex in the near future because of what it will do in the near future. So yeah. But I was talking about how I research my gaming coins. You guys can just look back and see. Yeah. Yeah. So I talked about how I do my fundamental analysis around some of these um, projects. I think I should make separate videos for these things so that it's just easier for people to understand. My god, look at the spam. I hope I got into the whitelist. I have no idea. Clicked on the join now several times. But yeah, I talked about how I do my fundamental analysis and everything around gaming tokens and why I think something will go up, why I think something will go down. Going back to this game, if I see this game, like I said, this is something I was looking at. This was one of my first proper research where I saw this game that was being made, which is basically Castle Crashers but on blockchain. And the idea is they're using those cards as NFTs basically. And they made Game of Thrones ka browser mobile game. And no shit developer gets like licensed products as big as something like Game of Thrones. So I kind of looked into it and they were pretty insane in terms of who are the investors, who are the people, developers. And so I decided to invest, and the token isn't out yet, so I got in and I bought NFTs of the game because I know the game is coming out and I have a feeling that this is going to be pretty big. At least once a week for these KD sessions and opinions. I'm interested only if I get subscribers. and if you have to follow me on Twitter. But the best thing I can tell you is if you're interested in doing these things, for sure, like be on Twitter, because nothing else will help you as much as Twitter will. Get me other subscribers. But yeah, I wanted to do this session because like, god damn, I'm slightly annoyed after it, because I am reading about all of these revolutionary technology that's very literally going to change the world in some years' time. And my mom is coming to me and telling me this is terrorist money. Like, that's not what's going on here. Kyber is not yet on Indian exchanges. It is not. I don't buy on Indian exchanges. I buy on chain, right? So that's accordingly how I do my research. If you're looking at a coin, you can do your research in a similar way. See what the team is doing. See what the investors are. Who the investors are. What is the scope of growth for the team, right? And accordingly invest and accordingly have your price targets in your head. Oh, someone subscribed. Hey, thank you. Who subscribed? Nice. Thank you, Pratyush. I hope you didn't unsubscribe and subscribe. My god. This is not gonna happen, no? Not gonna happen. Okay. Buy on chain. Lol, buy on chain. As in, I'm buying on the network. I have an entire decentralized. I'm using MetaMask, right? I've basically taken my money. So what I do is I take my WazirX money into Binance, and from Binance I take it to MetaMask. And I don't use the Ethereum mainnet because the Ethereum mainnet has a lot of gas fees. So what I do is I don't do trading. Like I said, I am not a trader. I do fundamental analysis and I hold coins of these projects over a long period of time. For me, a long period means anything between 1 month to 3 months to 6 months. So I have those kinds of price targets. I do not do trading because every time I try to trade, I lose money. So yeah, and my strategy has worked because I might not have made as much money as some of the other friends, like some of my friends, but I've made a lot of money. Like, I won't say a lot, but I made 5x on, I've made like 700% on Sandbox. I bought it at 57 rupees. And I'm expecting to make similar gains in other projects. But like I said, no financial advice. You guys look into your own projects. But I will drop some hints about these projects like this one open here. You can look into it. What on-chain trading, what I mean by on-chain is basically I take it out of centralized exchanges like WazirX to buy, and I take it to Binance. Binance is a centralized exchange as well. It's in US. Binance is the guys behind BNB token, and they're the people who basically who are behind the BNB network. Yeah, Binance network, and the BNB token they made. Again, this is decentralized, so there's no one person who holds BNB token and all of that. But I use BNB because BNB has very low gas fees. So transferring from BNB to my MetaMask wallet is very less in terms of fees. So, and I can then go on and take coins that are not even listed anywhere. And when they get listed, you know what happens. So yeah. That's what I do. I don't trade in centralized exchanges, partly like I don't trade in begin with, but a lot of the coins I'm looking at and a lot of the projects I'm looking at sometimes are not there in centralized exchanges, though I do keep a lot of my investments in centralized exchange. Like I kept most of my safe investments in centralized exchange, so that should say something. But yeah, centralized exchanges has a lot of problem. Like the pro things is if you forget your password, you can call someone, you can press forget your password and you can get it back. The cons is the fact that whatever happened yesterday and the entire market crashed, but the market did not crash. The market only crashed in WazirX, right? And you could not for some time trade or do anything because of those things. If you held on, you did not actually suffer losses. If you were thinking about trading, you could not because centralized exchange, they have their issues and so on. So once you take it to MetaMask, you use things like PancakeSwap, and they're exactly what it says. You basically, like, there are different swaps for different networks. So if you're on BNB, you can use something like Pancake Swap, and you can swap one token to for another. Swap BNB for something like, say, Alu is another token, right? I can swap like 0.01. I have how much? Kitna paisa hai? Yeah, I have 0.01. Insufficient liquidity to for this trade. Okay, it's okay. But yeah, on the network, there's a lot of things going on. So if you're going on the network, if you're going on chain to do these things, I would suggest do your research, because if you do even as simple mistake as writing the wrong address for your mainnet into Binance and you send your money there, there's no way you can get your money back, right? There's no human being involved in a decentralized place, so there's no way you're getting your money back. So I would suggest you check your stuff hundreds and thousands of times before you make your transactions and things like that, because if you're technologically inept, I wouldn't suggest you use on-chain. Stick to a 0x, you're safe, and forget your password as many times as you want. If you are not technology, if you know you can handle technology, if you know how to, if you know your way around tech, go ahead. It was very intimidating for me when I started, and I started using MetaMask some 1.5 months back, and about a month back actually. Yeah, 40 days. And it was very intimidating initially, but it was very easy also. Pawan section, as an outsider looking in, that's a lot to keep track of. Yeah, that's definitely a lot to keep track of. I studied this for like 2 months, and for 2 months I did nothing else. But once you get into this, it becomes easier. It's right now, what you guys need to understand is like, this is the 1997 of the internet. Like everything is jumbled up, every document is like here and there, you have to search for everything, and everywhere there's a scam and a bubble. But people said that the internet was a bubble in 1997 to 2000, but it wasn't. Like there were a lot of companies who were bubbles. Like people say it's a dot-com bubble, but look at Facebook, look at Amazon, look at Microsoft, look at all of these companies. They've all survived. The internet has survived, and in fact it has grown very, very large. That's kind of what's going to happen. Now, going back to something that I want you guys to see is Bitcoin. Chalo. Yeah, Bitcoin has these things basically, and people think these are crashes. And I want to show you something to make you understand what's happening. These are not crashes that's happening to Bitcoin. If you go in the 1-year chart, people will say that Bitcoin crashed here. And then after the bull run, people will again say Bitcoin crashed. Bitcoin is not crashing. These are very huge ass corrections. There's insane corrections. How are you doing fundamental analysis, bro? Need suggestions, rhetoric? I can't even read a single white paper. I said about a lot of these things just some time ago, but I would suggest you just scroll back and just see it. But like, maybe I'll talk about it a little more. But what I want you guys to see is these are not corrections. So these are not crashes. These are just huge corrections. Why are these such huge? Because the gains are even more massive. Like if you see $920 to at its peak to 20k, that's almost a 20x if you just see it. Take it. If you see that this is where the bull run began from, and that's being very nice, I guess. It's a huge ass increase, man. It's like 20k. If you want to talk about this year, I would say the bull run actually began all the way from here, all the way back from basically here, about last year, October. The only white paper I have read is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's white paper is the easiest to read, and I think it's very important because that's where everything starts from, like I said. So when you get massive gains like this, when you go from suddenly $10k to $60k, you will also have massive corrections. But remember something, if you invest here, and even if you don't take it at the top, at the lowest bottom here, you'll still have 3x. It's insane. So it's not a crash. It's a crash if the market has gone down from its previous highs. Like it does go down from its previous highs. That's what is happening. But again, like one thing I want to stress is these are not crashes, these are corrections. These are huge as corrections, and this is going to happen again. This is going to happen again. If you've seen the chart, if you've seen this overall chart, this is going to happen again. This is going to happen right at the end of the bull run. When is the bull run ending? I have no idea. I don't know charts, but this is going to happen again, and this is definitely coming. So if you're investing, remember that this might come down half of what it's going up, 50% correction. Right now people are seeing corrections of some, so if we are at 64k, 69k we hit right recently. Where did we hit 69k? We hit 69k, I believe, for a slight amount, for a slight time we hit 69k. But and we came down to what, 56. This is almost like about I would say like a 10-12% crash, and that's nothing, guys. That's absolutely nothing for what the crash is going to be, or the correction is going to be after the bull run. And a lot of people will repeat the same things. Bitcoin is crashed, it's going down. And generally what happens after a crash, and again this is something very important, you're not supposed, like ideally you're not supposed to buy it as soon as it dips, because it will not go up back for a long time. Again, if I show you the entire chart, you will see that there's a 4-year gap between these things. Always, all cycles. If you go back, and if I go back to here, you will see there's a 4-year gap from here, 2013 to here. This was the last high, 2013 was the last high. If I go back again, same thing. And if you go, if there was a chart till from 2000 69 nice. Yeah, if you go back to the chart from 2009, you would see the same thing, but 2009 was its origin, so less shit happening there, and this is gonna keep going up. There's no other ways happening. Like Bitcoin, I don't see Bitcoin going down in 10 years time. By tomorrow and next week, will it go down? For sure, very likely. Will it go up? For sure, very likely. No one knows. Macro level, if you see it over like 10 years, it's definitely going up. There's no one who is actually engaging with the technology will tell you that it's not going up in the next 10 years. It's not happening. Now there's a lot of other debate about Ethereum like flipping Bitcoin and becoming bigger than Bitcoin, but that's another okay, let me just see what this is happening. Like people think that Ethereum will basically go above Bitcoin, but from what I have read and what I am understanding, that's also unlikely to happen. But who knows? We are very early in the world of crypto, so I can't tell you anything for sure. What I can tell you is that the overall scene is for sure.
Wow, crazy guys. I mean, this is insane. Much more people than expected, and yes, maybe we should have expected.
And one thing I want to make you understand is, if you guys want to engage with crypto in a serious manner, and you want to understand what this is, just take 7 days off and sit down with this. This is like reading a novel. This is like, and you will find things that you aren't expecting. Like, I did not expect to learn about philosophy and culture when I was getting into Bitcoin and Ethereum, but there's a lot of that. I wasn't expecting to understand how artists see this entire space before I got in and started talking to them. So when you're reading the mainstream narrative around cryptocurrency, you're seeing a very myopic view of what actually is going on. And everyone's talking about it destroying the environment. And one very important thing that I want to talk about, in the beginning I talked about proof of work. Only Bitcoin and Ethereum, I believe, use proof of work. Most of the other big cryptocurrencies, even things like, I think, Binance, use proof of stake. Look up what these things mean. And Ethereum is going to go into proof of stake soon. And what this will do is this will cut down Ethereum's energy consumption by almost 99%, right? So this entire thing about NFTs destroying environment and everything, currently it's kind of like, it's not kind of doing that, because a lot of this mining is also happening through renewable energies, and you can argue back and forth. But what I can say for sure isn't very likely to change in the next 6 to 10 months. And when it changes, that's just going to drop by 99% because of what Ethereum is doing to secure its network. And that's not through proof of work anymore. It's going to move away from mining. And because it's going to move away from mining, if you're a gamer, you're also going to get graphic cards if the CPU shortage isn't a thing afterward. So yeah. But I think I should make like smaller videos explaining these things, because these are huge as topics, dude. Yeah, I think I should do that. Let me just see
Crazy
this.
hype are rushing to the website. The website is down. We are fixing it right now. We have, however, very, very good news for you. First of all, I want to say thank you for your understanding. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for this crazy hype.
Yes,
for
bro, I
you
should
sticking with
definitely
us.
make it.
And of course, we will sort this out as soon as possible. But we have some good news for you.
Exactly. I mean, there were in a
30-minute video.
40,000 people visiting the website at the same time in 1 second. This actually just happened, and that's why our servers, sadly, just couldn't handle all this traffic coming in. We are increasing them now, and actually, we are going to do a second round. Chris, maybe explain a little bit more on
Exactly.
that.
So as we actually said, we will have 10,000 people signing up. And some of you might say, oh, maybe that is a little bit unfair, as because of this downtime, I didn't have the chance. No problem. We got you sorted. We will make a second round of another 10,000 people being able to whitelist. And I hope everything is fine, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Apologies for the inconvenience, but I think we found a very good solution here. We will see you very soon on the other side. Bye-bye.
My god. 30-minute video stream. 30, I don't think, if I'm making a video, I think it'll be much smaller than this stream, because it's more concise and stuff, right? I just wanted to make this because I saw a lot of crap yesterday about, like, a lot of people were being ignorant about the entire subject. So yeah, even Steam goes down sometimes. I will definitely think about it. I'm pretty lazy, man. And if since I've been doing these things, I got in touch with some really incredible people in crypto, and they've been able to guide me in certain ways as well. And I've been trying to pull off my own projects, because I am a tech nerd, and on top of that, I am a gaming nerd. I play games all day. So this was like just a match made in heaven for me. Hello, Wilson. People are just causing FUDs. So the FUD did not even happen in the on-chain metric, right? If you were following CoinMarketCap, the prices didn't even dip. Like Bitcoin, Ethereum did not even dip this much, right? And I was following that, and I was like, what is going on? Interactive streams are better. Yeah, that's kind of the reason why I wanted to do streams. It's like just easier to talk and answer questions. Because when I was getting into the scene, it was just me looking for documents in different parts of the internet, and it was very hard to understand what is going on. Just in India media is like, no, it's not just in India. There's a similar reaction and ignorance around cryptocurrencies across the world, being peddled by people who just do not understand. I would say that there's a large amount of ignorance in the space in terms of understanding what cryptocurrencies even are, because people are thinking of them as currencies. Like whatever we discussed right now will tell you that it is so much more than just currencies, right? Like governance tokens, utility tokens, NFTs, smart contracts, DAOs, dApps, and so on. Like there's just so much going on, and people have no idea, and people think it's just a way to exchange money. I mean, yes, sure, but there's just so much more happening. And I want to go back to that one key figure that I keep repeating. The biggest thing about cryptocurrency, I think, is the fact that it allows for digital ownership. So today, if someone buys an NFT, they can show that they own that NFT on the blockchain. You might copy that NFT, but you won't be able to. You can't show ownership of that own NFT. You can screenshot it and use it as your profile picture. But when you go into the metaverse, and he also goes into the metaverse, the bigger ones will detect these very big expensive NFTs and will render them in a way. So imagine if some one of those have those Bored Ape NFTs, right? If they go into Sandbox, they will get their own skin in Sandbox around that Bored Ape. And you can see these things as status symbols, similar to how people see Valorant skins as status symbols. These NFTs, all of these things will become status symbols in this digital space where people are technically going to live. Think Ready Player One, think Free Guy, right? So yeah, all of this is definitely happening. All of things like things like Ready Player One, things like Free Guy, it's coming, guys. It's like not like people think, not what people are thinking. By the way, people are thinking it's going to allow for autonomous AIs and stuff. Those are different developments. Metaverse is your own universe. I'm wondering what an amazing thing is going to happen. Like I said, the metaverse is not your own universe. The metaverse is an amalgamation of all these networks. That's where the meta comes from. It's like, imagine multiverse, right? But where the word multi comes from is the different networks that are colliding with each other. Ethereum network, Binance network, Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, AVAX, Solana, and the games from all of these networks are also interacting with one another. So you bringing one sword from one game, one shield from another game, one gun from another game, one cosmetics from another game, and then throwing it in a space where all of these things can be shown. So like something like Sandbox, right? So there are blockchain games and there are metaverses. Blockchain games are something else. Blockchain games might be something like Dragonland, right? Where you just have like an NFT and you play something and then you get NFT or there's a token and stuff. A metaverse is a lot more than just a game. Think of it as a next generation MMORPG, and I've been saying that on Facebook for some time now. But it's literally a next generation RPG. You can role play, you can have your own economy, your own land, your own things, possessions in the game that is verifiable, and no one can randomly just steal it or copy paste it. And there's no things like duplication glitches like in video games because of this or because of the blockchain technology. So these things are going to be possible because of all of this. Yeah. My God, that's a lot of talking. I talk constantly since like last 2 hours. Something went wrong here. Whatever. Anyway, I think I'm done for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed. There's a lot of people joining in at the middle, like 9 people. Can 8 likes. If you have more questions, you can just ask me on Twitter, I guess, and I'll try to answer and help you guys out. Again, please don't ask me what coin to invest in. I'm not gonna do your research for you. I will drop random hints in my Twitter as to what exactly I'm looking into, why I think these projects might be successful, and what's the secret project that you mentioned? Oh yeah, there's a secret project. Yeah, there's a secret project, and no one knows about this. Like, I mean, people know about this, but if you haven't watched this and if you're not following the community of crypto, you will not know about this. So you guys know how Shiba Inu and Doge are great, right? Now I want to show you, like, remember everything I talked about. Who are the investors? What is trending? Trending takes place in crypto. There's a lot of, by the way, there's a lot of children in crypto. Okay, I've seen Denmark children from like 15 years of age, having personal portfolios of $37,000 and shit, and I was like, what? So there's like insane shit happening. That's why meme coins go big. Most of the people who hold crypto in this country are children. Okay, literally below the age of 25, and there's no like, if you want to understand and get rich with crypto, you have to follow the children, not the other way around. The adults don't know jack shit here. This is about tech, and the children here grew up with tech and the internet and trends and stuff like that. The children understand tech much better than any boomers will, and trust me on this, as someone who thinks of himself as a child, even though not. But yeah, remember what I told you about Shiba Inu and Doge, and how like for some reason in Web 2 cats have been going famous, but in Web 3, which is the blockchain technology, dogs have been going like crazy. So this is called Dogami. I'm gonna show you. What? Yeah. My God, my internet has become slow. So this is the Petaverse. You can already see where this is going. Yeah, the dogs are different NFTs that you need to play in this game. And the coin has not come out, nothing has come out. It's just I just found out about it day before yesterday, and no one knows about this. If you go to their Twitter, there's like 7,000 followers, which is nothing in terms of crypto numbers, in terms of social metrics in crypto land. Okay, there are people like games that are getting popular will have anywhere between 500k to 600k followers, because the network is so connected. You have to understand, people are getting actual assets and people's lives are being made with the amount of money they get from some of these games. There's like an AR app for this. The token is going to be called Doga. So like we can see, like train, customize, build traits and compete. So Doga is for sure a utility token. Scalable blockchain. Oh, it's a fucking blockchain? This is new. I didn't know about this. Is this a blockchain? It'd be so weird if this is a layer 1. But whatever. I haven't looked into it that much. So like, yeah, definitely do your own research before you invest into it. All of that. There's an entire roadmap. So Q4, you can see where the roadmap is starting from, meeting the community, meeting the Roame story, blah, blah, blah. NFT or Doga token listing. So this is going to happen in Q1 2022. This token is going to come out. So you'll find all of these details if you see the last page of, if you see the no man's land of gaming, like me, like an idiot, you will find these projects. So there's a lot of shit going on. Beta is coming apparently Q2. So Q2 is like what, April, May, June. So I'm guessing by June it should be out. Yeah. I would suggest, like I said, if you're ever investing in anything microcap, make sure you look into the LinkedIn page, everything, because always remember, microcaps might give you the biggest returns, but they might also take your money to zero. Okay, so invest with that knowledge. So one of the reasons why I invested here, why Animoca again, I basically stalked their Twitter. And I was like, okay, what are you looking into? Like, today I wake up every morning and the first thing I do is, well, inconvenience. We announced shortly the exact time. Okay, fine. I guess I did not get into it the first round. Very sad. Yeah, I follow Animoca around. I follow Animoca like a stalker. Like, these guys are like, they were a free-to-play gaming company, and in 2017 they shifted their focus into play to earn, and since then their investments of whatever they've been investing in play to earn space, which is the blockchain gaming space, it's been 100, like not 100%, 90%, like full. They're like going full, dabbing on everyone and just running away. okay, without before other people are even like reacting. And then if you see sandbox is a thing. So Tezos, oh right. So this is not a blockchain, my bad. This is not a layer one. The layer one I believe is Tezos. So if I search Tezos, oh, and Durjoy, you might like something. I have something for you. Tezos is a coin, rank 44. This is a layer one. Layer ones historically have been generally very pumpy. Like they tend to be on the top 10, top 20. Speaking. Security focus upgraded ability to last. Why does this look like a Hindi symbol? Yeah, I haven't looked into this much, but I will definitely look into this. Generally, what you should be looking at, look at who is the founders, who are the investors, what is the community like, what are people talking about it, etc, etc. Basic stuff, like before you give anyone, like imagine you're giving a person money, right? Before you give him money, you will ask around, like, is this guy safe? Will he steal my money? And the more money you were saying, yeah, you were saying something to me. Yeah. So this is something I think can revolutionize music in large. I suggest you guys take a look. This is called Opulus. Opulus brings decentralized finance to the music industry, changing how artists across the access the funding they need and providing Launchpad, the first music copyright backed NFTs. This is insane tech once you understand what exactly is going on. I have given enough hints. Musicians themselves are going to love it. I would love it if you guys spread it to your fellow musicians. I've already told it to people like Deep Phoenix because he's getting into crypto and I was like, hey, I keep giving him random shit to look into. There's another one, but this is insanely low in the market cap, so I would suggest do your research a lot before you get into it. And then the second one is Audius. The coin token is called Audio. This is decentralized Spotify. That's that. So yeah, a lot of stuff, a lot of interesting things. Like the biggest problem everyone has with Spotify is their CEO, and suddenly you have Spotify without their CEO. So this kind of seems very obvious where this is going. So yeah, look into these things, research, definitely dive into the world of crypto, make people understand what exactly is happening here. There's a lot of things. It's not just Bitcoin and Ethereum. There's tons of things going on. And please don't invest in Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. These are like very risky. These are basically gambling because there's nothing to back these projects, right? There's just that. There's just memes. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I'm done. No energy. I hope you guys liked it. And that's it, I guess, from me. I might do this again next week. Next week, maybe one Monday. I will probably do this next week, Monday, because I think something will happen on Monday. So keep an eye out. Definitely keep an eye out on the charts, on the Bitcoin chart on Monday. So if I am right, something will happen. It might go down, it might go up, who knows. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for sticking around for so long, and next time please share my stream. Bye bye, guys.